I still remember the brushstrokes of his paint-splattered face, and the way he whispered, "Till death do us part," as he vanished into thin air, leaving my wife and me with a honeymoon memory we'd rather forget. My wife, Rachel, and I had just arrived at the cozy Hotel Bellevue for our dreamy honeymoon getaway. As we settled into our room, we couldn't wait to spend our days exploring the charming town and our nights lost in each other's eyes. Our love was still in its honeymoon phase, and everything felt like a fairy tale. On our second night, as we strolled through the hotel's dimly lit corridors, we stumbled upon a peculiar sight. A painter, dressed in worn overalls and a beret, stood before an easel, his brush dancing across the canvas with eerie grace. His face was a mess of paint splatters, and his eyes seemed to hold 1,000 secrets. We exchanged a curious glance and approached him. "What's your inspiration?" Rachel asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The painter's gaze locked onto ours, and he smiled, revealing crooked teeth. "Till death do us part," he whispered, his voice like a sigh on the wind. We exchanged an uneasy glance, but our curiosity got the better of us. We watched, mesmerized, as he painted a masterpiece before our eyes. The colors blended and swirled, like our love, beautiful and chaotic. The painter's strokes were bold and confident, yet there was a sense of sadness in his eyes, a hint of longing that made us feel like we were witnessing something deeply personal. As we retired to our room, we couldn't shake off the feeling that the painter had left an indelible mark on our honeymoon. We made love that night, our passion fueled by the mystery of the painter's words. Rachel's skin was like porcelain in the moonlight, and I felt like I was drowning in her eyes. We whispered sweet nothings to each other, our love a flame that burned brighter with every passing moment. But when we awoke the next morning, the painter was gone, leaving behind only his unfinished canvas. We searched the hotel, but no one seemed to know anything about him. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. As we checked out, I couldn't help but feel a chill run down my spine. The painter's words echoed in my mind, and I wondered if our love was strong enough to overcome the darkness that lurked in every corner of life. Rachel's hand found mine, and we exchanged a knowing glance. We knew that our love would face challenges, but we were ready to face them together. We never spoke of the painter again, but the memory of his paint-splattered face and whispered words haunted us, a constant reminder that our love was not immune to the shadows that lurked in every corner of life. And when we looked at each other, we knew that our love would have to be strong enough to overcome the darkness that awaited us, for till death do us part. Years later, as we sat on our porch, holding hands and watching the sunset, I realized that the painter had been more than just a mysterious stranger. He had been a harbinger of the ups and downs that life would throw our way. And as I looked into Rachel's eyes, I knew that our love had been tested, and it had emerged stronger, a flame that would burn bright for a lifetime.